Community Vlogmas, December 13th, 2019. What are your greatest fears? Well, now that has changed a lot in the length of my life. My fears, when I thought back over my life, seemed to be every decade had its own set of fears. And some of them, honestly, when I look back on them now, they were more like insecurities, but they felt like fears at the time. I don't have a lot of fear in this decade that is my 60s. Getting older as a biological function doesn't bother me in the slightest. Oh yeah, I'm finding there are aspects of it that are, well, a nuisance, and things don't work the way they used to work. But aging itself, this decade of the 60s, doesn't bother me. But I have two very distinct fears. Financial fears. It's not easy being a senior citizen on a retired income in a financial whirl of nowadays. I thought I was set for a safe retirement, for instance. I do have a pension from a company I worked for 30 years, and I had health insurance with them until they decided I didn't have health insurance with them anymore. Well, now, that was a whole new set of fear. Had to do with, now, where do I come up with $400 a month in a fixed income on Social Security and a small pension? So yeah, I have financial fears, whether I will outlive the money I have to live on. There's ways, of course, to address that fear, which is about living frugally. But when you realize that living frugally might not be enough, I do have fears about the future when it comes to that. And my second fear, it's aligned to the same kind of thing. I fear whether I will be able to properly take care of myself and afford health care. Not an unusual fear at all. Being a senior citizen in the United States of America. Can I get an amen, all my senior citizen friends? As well, it applies to those of you who don't work in situations where there's good health insurance available to you. My fear there is, we're already experiencing it. 3/4 of the drugs that currently exist are drugs that if my doctor recommended it to me or Rogers to him, we'd have to say no. We're in this strange situation that our generation invented most of the life-saving drugs that are contemporary, modern, new science drugs. We'll never be able to afford them. We can afford the drugs from the prior generation, which are generally on tier 1 in our healthcare coverage. But we will never be able to take the drugs that our generation invented because they are not possible for us financially. Probably, in the end, that's how I'll go from not being able to afford medication. Health concerns me because there aren't a lot of ways in which I can plan for health care down the road. I don't know what's going to happen when I can no longer take care of myself. When Roger and I cannot be independent anymore. We certainly can't afford assisted living. So I'm finding that my fears are probably so the same as other people like me. Finances and healthcare. And I'm very aware of the fact that, well, to me it feels age-related because I've had a security in both of those things until I retired. Many of you, no matter your age, are experiencing similar fears when it comes to for yourself and for your family, according to where you are in your lives. So those fears, they live in my head all the time to a certain extent because in great part, I can't do anything about them. They are what they are. I got something for you for that. Something my friend Roe gave me because he said that Roger and I say this all the time. I don't know if my camera's set up, if it's going to be reversed or not, but it says, it is what it is. Or if it came through backwards, which I think it did. Yeah, I'm faced with that placard all the time. My friend Ro gave it to me. It's true. It's a matter of acceptance, but I'm not real good about accepting these two things. I wish I had control over those aspects of my life. Oh well. It is what it is. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Merry part.